Hello, this is Steven the Fan Man here. Christina, if you're watching this video now, this is the man who bought your fan and received it today. This is the mid-century 1950s Western Auto box fan. I received it just today. When I pulled it out of the box, it was everything I expected it to be. Yes, the fan is rusted up and beat up, and that will be the fun part of the restoration. But first, I will explain to you why the fan would not be able to work and how I got the fan to work. What you see here in my hand is the original cord and the original switch that went to the box fan. And this is the shape that the switch is in now. The shape that the switch is in now, basically the shape that it was in when I pulled it out of the fan, it was decomposed and rotted. When I pulled the fan out of the box and when I plugged the fan up, I turned the switch and the fan did not run. Just as you said in the subscription, you did mention that there is a wire leading to the motor, and that's the reason why. Well, I'll explain to you the reason why. This is the switch cover that covers the switch of the fan. I removed the switch cover, and it totally turned out to be the switch. The wires going to the switch were not mounted to the fan. I think only like one wire from the cord was still detached to the switch. So I removed the switch from the fan very carefully, and then I take a rotary switch here that I got out of my other fan here, and I hooked it up to the fan, and then I hooked it all up, turned it on, the fan did not run. Well, what I do is that, well, the one thing that came to mind is either the motor, did the motor burn out, or did it have something to do with the cord? Look how badly polarized the plug is, or rotted. It was in pretty bad shape. Well, I remove the cord and I take another cord out of my stash here, and then I hook it up to the fan, and what happens? The fan runs. Fan had a lump to it, vibrated. Blade on it was slightly worn. I tweaked that, popped that back into place. Runs just perfectly and smoothly now. Slow speed. Spin down time on the fan is spectacular too, by the way. The motor happens to be in very good shape. The motor is not excessively hot. It does not hum, so in other words, it's giving me an indication that the motor is in perfectly good shape. The only trouble that I have with the fan, however, was removing the blade from the rotor shaft of the fan. And the examination that I did of the fan is that it looked to me like the fan was never taken apart or worked on its entire life. I sprayed it, oiled the hell out of it, and nothing worked. So I'm just going to find the proper tool to remove the blade from the shaft to get the motor out and to get it all cleaned up and oiled up. But this is the first step of the restoration of the fan, and yes, the fan appears to be a light baby blue. But what I will do is that once I get this taken care of, I will take the fan apart, and the fan will be sanded down. I will remove the rust surfaces as much as I can, and either the fan will be painted the original color, will be a light baby blue, or it will be painted a lighter green. And the switch plate here, I know of a way to whip that back up into shape. The front and the back guards shall be repainted, and as well as the stand. And I'm very happy to have this. The front guard cover, the emblem, looks to be in pretty good shape. I haven't really decided yet if I will do anything to restore that. I'll have to do some thinking on that. But other than that, the fan looks to be very good shape, runs very well. I'll show you the back of it. Motor still has the original tag to it. Well, I'm not exactly sure if I can find it. The fan will look great once the restoration is done. There is one small dent here in the side of the fan, but that is nothing I cannot fix. And I also have a handle that I intend to mount onto the fan, and this is what you see here. I will show you exactly how I will do that once I get to the restoration. And one more thing I want to point out. I'm not exactly sure if it's the original feet, but it still has a rubber footing to the bottom of the fan. And yes, I'll find some other feet that I can deattach to the bottom of the fan when not being used on the stand. This, I'll find some JB welding and I'll weld that back to the grill. But I will show you a similar other fan that I reacquired some time ago. As you see here, I know it looks a little messy from where I took the switch out. This is an identical Wizard box fan, very similar to the one that I purchased from you. It's the same model number. That is not the original emblem. I will explain to you what this emblem is, and I'm not exactly sure if you had ever seen it, but the similar fan to this, but rebadged, it was called the Mayfair 20-inch box fan. It was another fan produced by an air conditioning company from my hometown of Atlanta, Georgia, and I did this to as in remembering of an old childhood fan that I knew, and this is what motivated me to get this fan. I cannot run the fan now because I do not have the switch hooked up to it, but the original color to this fan was a light pistachio green. The original motor to it did burn out, but I replaced that from an air conditioning motor. I took the armature out and then I put it in to this motor. Kind of bizarre, but it was a pretty simple technique and it actually worked. And it took me a lot of work to get this fan done. It's in very good shape now. This is the motor that I mounted onto it. Came off of an old fryer. And you look at the bottom. These are the rubber feet that I mounted to the bottom of the fan. This fan runs very good, but I'll post some videos of this on the internet to where you can see it for yourself. So the fan's been painted a light seafoam green. This is the new core to it. And so yeah, I will make videos of the restoration and I will take pictures. And I want you to let me know what you think of the fan once I'm finished. And this is my 1988 18-inch 1887 high velocity patent fan. This is another fan that I have restored. Well, Christina, it was nice to meet you. I enjoy the fan, and this will be my new project. Love you. God bless you. Bye-bye.